So if you haven't already, you can come into a comfortable position for your body. Good morning, everybody who's maybe watching as well afterwards. All right, so just take a moment to feel the ground under you. Let your body settle, let your shoulders, top of the shoulders relax. Draw length slowly up the spine. And we'll find a rhythm with the breath. So take your time feeling, bringing the energy, your attention inside. Maybe flipping the palms up with the thumb and pointer fingers touching, Dhyana Mudra. And we'll take the time to breathe in slowly and fully. Let the belly soften and expand. And breathe out slowly and completely. Draw the belly in as you exhale. So find your rhythm with your breath. Good morning, Carrie. And we'll do a few more just like this to bring our attention inward, to clear the mind and body. Usually in the morning, we're a little clearer anyway, which is nice. You may want to bring your awareness to your third eye as you breathe in and out. So we're in the disseminating moon phase, which is the time after the full moon, where we can think of it as kind of spreading our bounty or our wisdom. Something was illuminated at the full moon, and then we have the opportunity to celebrate a little bit at the disseminating moon, or perhaps to reflect on what we'd like to do better or differently next time. Let's take 2 more breaths here, and if it resonates with you, you can take some exhales out the mouth. Cats, my big cat is chasing my little cat. And when you're ready, bring your hands together in front of your hearts. Good morning, Christina. Jespa, be a good boy. And we'll begin the practice with the sound of Om. Om. Softly open up your eyes, release your hands to your lap. Aries, the sign the moon is in right now, a fiery sign, rules the head. So let's just do some gentle movements with the head side to side. Nice and easy. So Aries is the fire element. The disseminating moon phase that we're in now is the water element. Fire and water. Do a couple more. Jespa, you be nice to Joy. He must feel the move because he's been acting very strangely, keeping me up at night. And then we'll come back to center and hook the thumbs and reach the arms up. If that's too much for your shoulders, just take the arms wide. Feel your roots, the ground underneath you as you gently lift up. Breathe in. And let's take a lean over to the side. Breathe out. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Oh boy. Maybe he's feeling the fire energy. He just is chasing the younger cat. And we'll come back up to center. Inhale. Let's switch the crossing of the thumbs and lean over to the other side, taking some nice, deep, slow breaths. Really feeling them in the whole body, all around the rib cage. Let your jaw soften, maybe your eyes. Okay, beautiful. We'll come back up and slowly reach the arms down, palms down. Take your time breathing out. Nice. Let's, if it works for you, and if you have a wide cross like I do, if it works for you, you can bring the knees a little closer together, crossing the shins. If that doesn't work, you do what feels right in your body. And we'll do some seated cat-cow, continuing our warming up the spine. Inhale as you lift the heart and open across the chest, the collarbones. Exhale as you round the spine, the shoulder blades spread apart, the head can drop. And take your time there, inhaling to open up the collarbones, the chest. Exhale to round. Let's do one more. Nice, easy, steady movements. Connect each movement to each breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, come to your table position. Hands and knees, spreading the fingers wide, the knees underneath the hips. And we'll lift up the left arm so it's parallel with the floor. And scoop it underneath the right. You can put the left side of the face on the mat or on a blanket or on a block. I like to reach that right arm up for a few moments, a few breaths. So the right arm is straight. I'm pressing gently but firmly into my right hand, and then gently drawing the right hip back, the hips back in space to get a slightly deeper stretch. So feeling that out, see what works for you. You may need to bring the hand a little wider or do something differently, depending on what your body is calling for this morning. And let's take a couple more breaths here. If you'd like, for this last breath or two, let's sweep the right arm around the back, opening up the shoulder. That works in your body. We'll take one more breath like this. And then we'll bring that arm back around, use the right hand to press up, come to table position, and we'll move through to the other side. So the right arm can just stretch straight out parallel with the floor, and then we'll exhale and thread it underneath the left. Yeah, the right temple comes down. Maybe that left arm slides forward, maybe out a little bit. Press gently but firmly the left hand as the outer hips go back in space. Maybe that left arm wraps around for a breath or two. And when you're ready, slowly press back up to hands and knees, table position, and we'll do just a few rounds of cat-cow here, warming up the body so we can start to flow. Inhale and exhale to round. Inhale, drawing the heart forward, feeling the arms firm. Exhale, rounding through the spine, letting the head drop. And taking care not to overdo in the low back as we lift the heart and drop the belly. So finding that balance. Aries, the sign that the moon is in now, is the sign of the child. It's the first sign of the zodiac. And it's also connected to the physical body, our self, our identity, our physical body. And it's interesting because people who have Aries in their chart, I think, well, they exude a childlike nature, and they may also be people that do yoga or exercise. They're really connected to the body intelligence. And one of my yoga teachers, I couldn't believe it, she was celebrating her 50th birthday. I thought she was 35, so she probably has some Aries in her chart. Let's slide the knees back. We'll come to a half plank position, just pausing for a moment here. There are some other signs too that are connected to the child, like Leo, Gemini, and we'll exhale, slowly lower down. And let's do a few cobra rolls here. So you can take the hands out wide if you'd like, up to you, or if it feels like a better stretch, you can bring the hands in closer to the chest. We'll reach through the legs, feel the feet pressing as we lift the heart and head. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Aries is said to be a headstrong sign. Inhale, inhale, inhale. So we'll try to release a little bit of energy, maybe in that part of the body today. Connecting to it, but not going too far in that direction. There might be something to release as well. All right, one more time. The Aries is great for getting stuff done. So if you have stuff you need to get done, let's move slowly back into down dog. It's definitely a proactive sign. Feeling into your first down dog. It might be nice to take the feet wide to start. I like to sway one hip to the side and then the other, and you might have your legs bent as well. Hamstrings feel pretty tender this morning. We can start to pedal out the feet. Maybe take them closer together now for that if you'd like, and we'll just one at a time lift the heel, and then the other, as one heel goes down, the other rises. Staying connected to your breathing. Imagine your hands and your feet could breathe, like your whole body could breathe. And for a moment or two or three, let's put the knees down on the mat, and we'll walk the hands forward and come into a variation between puppy dog and child's pose. You can move the hips back a little bit, and you can play with that and see what feels nice in your body. Let your head rest on something, the mat or a block. And then for a few breaths, let's come into child's pose. If your seat reaches your heels, you can just let that, you can do that and let the arms and shoulders relax. You can even make a pillow with your hands and rest your forehead on your hands if that feels nice. Noticing as each breath comes and each breath goes, and maybe and noticing what your kind of emotional tenor is this morning. The moon is our feelings, and Aries is very feisty, so it also can be at this time that we feel, emotions, like strong emotions come to the surface during the Aries moon phase. And let's come for a moment into thunderbolt pose. So tuck the toes if that works for you. You can free up the pinky toes. Let your seat, come to your heels for a moment, and we'll just dip a little more head movement. Lower the head down and lift up any amount. Oof, I have a lot of stuff happening in the upper back, so I'll go nice and steady, really nice and slowly. Really breathe into any spaces that feel tender. Haven't gotten much sleep because Jespa has been waking me up all night, biting all the boxes that I have for packing and refusing to eat any food. I think I was so desperate, I opened about 5 different cans of food. He didn't want any of it. So let's come to downward facing dog. The Aries energy will hopefully give me a little boost today to get stuff done. And we'll lift up the right leg and take a moment to move the foot around, spread the toes, give the ankles some love, point and flex. Nice. And as you, I'm high on this left, I have my left heel lifted on the ball of the left foot as I bring my right foot forward, and we'll come into a lunge position. So feel free to have blocks here if you have them handy. That might be a nice start. And we'll just shift back and forth a little bit in our lunge and give that left hip thigh a little stretch. You can dip it down a little if that feels nice as you feel your feet ground. Breathing in, breathing out. One more, breathing in, breathing out. Good. Beautiful. And let's set the left knee down. We'll rise into the low lunge. Inhale, arms rise up. Let's hook the thumbs for a moment here. Enjoying the low lunge. And then if you'd like to join the hands together, maybe gazing up for a moment. And we'll exhale, lower the hands down and come into Ardha Hanumanasana. Straightening that right leg, walking the hands back a little probably, and again moving the right foot around. Usually feels pretty nice. You can point and flex or do any maybe circles, any movement that feels nice. Exploring with the breath, noticing, bringing awareness, dropping in. I'm going to come a little different transition right to warrior 2. So we'll stamp that right foot down. Let's come into lunge for a moment that we were just in. And when you're ready, turn your left foot and rise all the way up. Virabhadrasana 2. So I think as long as we come into positions with awareness, even if the transition's a bit untraditional according to some lineages, it's we can play a little and get creative as long as we keep our awareness, we stay grounded, breathing in, breathing out. As you breathe in, can you feel the belly soften and expand? As you breathe out, can you feel that toning of the abdominal muscles? And noticing the head today, since Aries does rule the head, maybe it feels nice to just look back for a moment or change the gaze to forward. You can play with that for a moment. And let's straighten the right leg. Inhale here, exhale, triangle pose. Take your time, slide the right hand down the leg or grab your block. And let's bring the left hand to the hip. So we'll give that shoulder a break, maybe even gazing down and letting the head relax for a moment. That usually feels nice to me. So I do get some tension in my neck. So see what works for you. And for the last couple of breaths, let's wrap, lift the left arm up and then slowly wrap it behind the back, opening up the shoulder. All right, as we bend that right leg, we'll pivot the left foot and come into a lunge. Let's come into a twist here. Slowly turn chest, reach right arm up. Feel back leg steady. Find your breath. Good, beautiful. And we'll drop the right hand down. Let's come into plank pose. Inhale here, either the full plank or the half plank, and we'll lower, exhale to the mat. Inhale for cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, let's move back to downward facing dog, using the strength of the legs, the core. Really let your head relax here. The neck lengthens, the head relaxes. Letting go of maybe any thoughts that are nagging at us, that we're holding on to, that are nagging. Imagine as the head relaxes and you breathe out, just letting that all go. Cannon breaths are nice too, if you'd like. Inhale, and let's try it. Exhale, it's a breath out the mouth, at the O-shaped mouth, like a cannonball. It's helping us to release tension. Left leg rises, inhale. Spreading toes, moving the foot around a bit. When you're ready, breathe out and step the left foot forward, coming into your lunge, maybe with your blocks. I'll be on my fingertips and we'll slowly shift the weight back and forth. Nice. Really nice attention, everybody. Feeling into the body, feeling into each breath as it connects to the next and the next. Space between. Maybe dipping that right hip down a little bit to get a nice stretch. And then when you're ready, drop the right knee, maybe on a blanket, and we'll rise up, inhale. Hooking the thumbs the opposite way. Taking a few moments to enjoy the low lunge, breathing here. So the disseminating moon time is the time to celebrate. Maybe in the smallest of ways. Let's, for a moment, bring the palms to touch if it works for you, gazing up. Exhale, the arms come down, the left leg straightens as you back the hips. Lengthening that left leg, maybe walking the hands back a bit. Moving the foot around. And the celebration can be a relaxation too. Maybe if you were working on something and you can take some of the day to connect to joy. Whether that's through celebrating, maybe listening to music, spending time with people you care about. Here he comes to tell me he doesn't like any of his 5 different food varieties. And we'll walk the hands forward, drop the left foot down, just for a moment, coming in to the lunge. When you're ready, warrior 2, turn the back foot, drop the heel, rise up. Arms go wide. You can take a few moments. Sometimes it's nice to kind of bend a little bit the arms, straighten the arms. We can take a moment to move the head forward, maybe back for a moment over the back arm. And when you're ready, triangle pose, straighten the left leg, inhale here, exhale as you reach. Find a landing spot, inhale, the right arm can extend for a moment or two here, feeling it out. And then if you did on the first side and you'd like to bring the hand to the hip and maybe just give the head a break, the neck, by looking down, letting the head drop for a moment, breathing into any tight spots. And we'll sweep that top arm behind the back for a moment. Give the shoulder a little love. Breathing into each subtle movement, each feeling. Nice, beautiful. And when you're ready, that left leg bends as the right foot turns and pivots. We'll come into our lunge and take a twist. Right arm is down, chest turns, left arm rises. On the next exhale, lower left arm down, come into the plank or the half plank. See what your body's telling you this morning, and we'll breathe out and lower slowly with care all the way down. Press through feet, lift heart, inhale, cobra or upward facing. And exhale, moving back through the strength of the legs and the core, downward facing. Taking some nice slow breaths, like the whole body can breathe. That's a way for the body to celebrate. Really feeling that fullness of the breath. All right, and the left leg again will rise, inhale. This time, if you'd like to open up the hip for a moment, take your time to do that, rolling open through the hip. The outer left hip hugs back a bit, balancing the weight in the arms. Lift the left heel if it's down, straighten the top leg, and we'll slowly step that right foot through, coming into our lunge here for just a moment. Inhale here. Exhale, drop the left knee. We'll come into the low lunge, make it more of a flow. Now, if you'd like, you can gaze up. When the exhale comes, the arms go down, the right leg straightens, Ardha Hanumanasana. And when the next exhale comes, let's rebend that right leg, warrior two, turn the back foot, inhale the arms out wide. Taking a moment to settle, and then when you're ready, making it into more of a flow. Now that right leg straightens, here we go into triangle pose. Any variation that you'd like in triangle. One more breath here. And let's come into Ardha Chandrasana. So you might want to put the left hand on the hip for Ardha Chandrasana. Heel toe that left foot in a little bit. Left leg rises when you're ready. Right hand to the outside of the right foot for balance is helpful. Maybe that left arm rises if it hasn't already. Let's take another breath here. And then very slowly, we're going to come into extended side angle. So bending that right leg slowly, lowering the left foot down, right hand to the mat or a block, if you have a block, and left arm can come up for a moment. And then if you'd like, you can circle it around and reach it forward for the fuller version of the pose, but make sure that agrees with the shoulder and the neck. So that is not necessary if it's causing tension. And we'll take another breath together here. On the next exhale, lower left hand down. So let's come into the lunge, pivot the back foot. And we'll come into a modified side plank. Roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, heel toe the right foot down the mat a little bit. So the right toes are pointing towards the long side of the mat, and the right arm can rise if you'd like. Nice pressing into that right foot, breathing here. So this is also a nice stretch for the right hip. If you'd like to come into the fuller side plank, you can stack the legs. We are playing with the fire element today, so if you're feeling a little more fiery, you may want to stack the legs for a moment, and we'll take another 2 breaths together here. Beautiful. Okay, from wherever you are, let's come into the plank. Inhale, the fuller half. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Very nice. And exhale, downward facing dog. A little bit of flow, a little bit of fire. Let the head release. When you're ready, left leg rises, inhale. If you're opening up the hip, take a moment to do that. Bend leg, roll open through the hip. Maybe that right heel dips down towards the mat. And then we'll re-straighten the leg. Step the left foot forward. Runner's lunge for just a moment. And we'll drop down that back knee. Inhale, rise up, low lunge, palms come to touch. Exhale, arms come down, left leg straightens, Ardha Hanumanasana. And into warrior 2, left foot plants down. Once you lift up that back leg, turn the foot, land the heel. Taking your time. Beautiful. Triangle pose, left leg straightens. Inhale, exhale. Half moon, let's heel toe that back foot forward. When you're ready, the leg floats up, the right arm rises. And as slowly as you can, start to, as long as it agrees with the knee, start to bend the left leg, like slow motion. We'll land that right foot back down. Extended side angle, left hand on the mat or a block. And then I like to take a moment to reach the right arm up and then just circle it around if you're doing the arm overhead. It's a little more gentle for the shoulder when you circle the arm. Nice. We'll take a moment to breathe. You're a little harder to breathe in some of these postures. Just do your best. Easy breath. And then when you're ready, right hand comes down. So pivoting all the way around to the outer edge of that right foot. We'll heel toe the left foot down the mat a bit. Press through that left foot, maybe raising the left arm up for a modified side plank. Also a hip stretch. And if you'd like to come into the fuller version for a couple of breaths, we can do that. And back into plank. Maybe putting the knees down, exhale to lower. Inhale for the back bend and exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Let's take just a few moments to rest, so you can come into child's pose or a resting pose that you choose, and just let your body feel the ground for a few moments as you breathe. Let the shoulders soften, let your head relax. All right, and when you're ready, from here, we're just gonna come into a squat at the back of the mat, Malasana. So the heels either drop down or you can lift the heels up, maybe slide something underneath them if you need. Let's do a nice stretch here. So reaching the left arm out to the left, the right arm out on the diagonal, feeling the left arm gently but firmly pressing into that left leg as you open chest to the right as you reach right arm. Nice, beautiful animal switch sides. Reaching out the right arm and opening through the left chest, the left arm rises. Oh gosh, I don't know if you can hear all the noises, but my kitties are very busy this morning. And then we'll come back to center, take a moment here. If anybody would like to go into crow, if you're really feeling the Aries energy, there's some poses I avoid now just because my poor shoulders and neck, but if you're feeling it and you want to take a few moments in crow pose, be my guest. And if you're on that, it doesn't look like anyone is, so we'll meet in the forward fold, just coming for a moment. You can 5 feet wide, but just turn them in maybe a little bit as you might want to keep the legs bent as the upper body hangs down. A nice easy forward fold. And hold opposite forearms if you'd like to traction the spine a little more. Maybe that breath out the mouth. Okay, nice. Then we'll release the arms. No rush. Whenever you're ready, the hands will come back down to the mat and we'll walk them out into downward facing dog. We have one more flow here before we do some stretches. So we'll start again on the right side, right leg rises, inhale. You can feel free to move that leg around a little bit, take a moment, maybe open up the hip. And when you're ready, bring the right foot through, step it through. Low lunge, drop the knee, inhale, rise. Exhale, arms come down, right leg straightens. Breathe in the right leg. Here we go. Warrior two. Back foot turns, rising up. Into the triangle pose. Feel it out as you breathe. And of course you can, I didn't say last time, but you can either stay here or you can come into Ardha Chandrasana, bending the right leg, heel toeing the back foot. Feel the weight in the right foot, your strength in your core as you rise up that back leg, as you lift it up. Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon. This time we're coming back slowly into warrior two. Take your time. Rising up when you're ready, nice. And we'll come to temple pose, just pivot. I turn direction so you stay on your side. Good, nice, and let's reach the arms up, inhale. Pausing here for a few breaths. Straighten legs, straighten feet. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, let's come down for a wide leg forward fold. If you'd like, you can interlace fingers behind the back. Release arms and we'll pivot slowly around. So we're in a lunge facing the front side of the mat. Let's take a twist here, right arm down, chest turn, breathe. And on your next exhale, lower left hand, we're coming back into the side plank. Sorry, I switched sides, so you're on a different side than me. So we're gonna, that back leg should be the left leg, and we'll roll onto the outer edge of it. And this time, you can either stay with the first version, or you can step the right foot behind the left and reach that top arm overhead. For a variation on a side plank, I like to make this more of a side body stretch rather than a back bend. You do what works for you. And we'll come around to plank. Here we go. Inhale here, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take one breath to get steady, one slow inhale, long exhale. And lifting up the left leg when you're ready. Moving around a bit, however you'd like, and then we'll step that left foot through. Drop the knee down, inhale, rising. Now we know where we're headed. Exhale, the hands come down, the front leg straightens. Into Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, inhale. Finding a nice flow, moving with the breath. Front leg straightens, triangle pose. Breath by breath. Taking a breath or two in each posture. And when you're ready, it's the half moon, heel toeing that back foot in a little bit. And when you're ready, lifting back leg, top arm straightens. So nice. A slow motion back to warrior 2. This is a little further to go. We'll rise up. Warrior 2. And then just pivot the feet carefully towards the long side of the mat. Heels come in, toes go out. And we'll open up, reach the arms, inhale. Exhale the hands to the heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, open arms. Reach arms. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Straighten legs, straighten feet. You can do the shoulder stretch again if you'd like, interlacing the hands, or a different variation. Inhale. Exhale as you fold. Nice. Arms release now. We're pivoting the feet to face the front of the mat. And we'll take our twist here. Right arm down, left arm rises. And into the side plank variation. So rolling onto the edge of the foot, you choose if you like that first one. Maybe you're sweeping that left foot over on the ball of the left foot. The left arm extends overhead. And all the way back around into the plank. Inhale, exhale to lower, feeling your body, feeling your strength and breath. And all the way back again into our downward facing dog. Just taking a moment here to be steady and breathe. When you're ready, make your way to child's pose or a resting pose of your choice. If you like puppy dog better, if you want to stay in down dog, that's fine too. It might be nice though to really let the shoulders relax for a moment. Rest the head on the arms or on something. And take a few moments to breathe. Very nice. Let's roll over the feet again. We'll come back into Malasana for a few breaths. The squat pose. Feeling some earthy energy after our flow. A little more fiery flow. And let's just drop for a moment the head so the chin comes towards the chest. Stretching the back of the neck, and then as you inhale, slowly lift up the gaze. Good. And if that feels nice, you can do it another time or two. Just easy does it if you do have tension. Really listening in. Good. Beautiful. And let's come to seated. We'll come onto our backs for a back bend for bridge pose. So when you're ready, you can lower down, feet are about hip distance apart. Arms alongside the body, press into the feet, and when you're ready, lift the hips up, lifting the hips and the thighs up, pressing down through the feet and the arms and the hands, and breathing here. I never cue Urdhva Dhanurasana anymore because that one is so hard for my body, for unfortunately the injuries that have developed. But if anyone does have that as part of their practice and feels like a bit more exuberant since we're in our disseminating moon phase, please, by all means, you can take that instead. You could even do it with blocks at the wall, which gives the shoulders a break. So otherwise, if you're not doing that, we'll lower down the hips and we'll flow a little bit here. Feel for a moment the sacrum on the ground, your body from the head all the way down through the tailbone. And when you're ready, press through the feet, lift the hips, and if it works for you, you can circle the arms all the way back behind you alongside your head. And as you exhale, you'll lower and the arms will circle back down alongside the torso. And let's do that a few times, nice and easy, steady. Sometimes celebration is in the most subtle of ways. Taking the time to find some joy in life Once you land back down, just pause for a moment here. Feel your breath moving through your body. We'll roll back up for a few seated stretches before we come into Savasana. So when you're ready, you can come back up to seated and we'll come into Janu Shirshasana, sliding the right foot into the right thigh, the right sole of the foot. Grab a block or a blanket if you need it under the right leg or under your seat even. Nice, and when you're ready, let's walk the hands forward any amount. Maybe holding the foot if that feels like a nice anchor, but if that causes tension in the spine, then you may want to back up a little bit out of it and kind of play with that balance of the effort, the ease, the stretch and the release, the release and the not overdoing the stretch. Still being able to breathe. All right, very nice. Let's rise up and we'll change sides. Enjoy. Taking a moment here to connect into your body, your shape, grabbing any props to help you feel supported. And when you're ready, come forward any amount. Janu Shirshasana, maybe a strap if you've got one. I'm noticing the other parts of the body as well, and the other parts other than what we're stretching, like, is my jaw tense? What's happening in my face muscles? How is my breath feeling? How is my throat? And we'll rise back up. Let's now extend both legs out for our seated forward fold. Lifting the heart, the chest, inhale. Exhale, coming forward any amount. Might take some time, and if, like we did last class, if you're feeling tender, we'll definitely have a blanket and maybe a strap, but it also can be nice to do some movement to come forward into it and then out of it any amount. If body's feeling a little tender, just kind of easing into it, making your way with each breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, round. And this time we'll come all the way down. You might need to scoot up a little bit on the mat. Grab any blankets, props that you'd like to take with you, lying all the way down. And let's bring the knees into the chest and gently rock side to side. we'll do a nice spinal twist. So when you're ready, just slide your hips over a little bit to the right and drop the legs down to the left. Reach the right arm out in a T. The left arm can reach out in a T as well, or you can place the left hand on the top of the right thigh and kind of anchor that thigh down. Take your time to feel your body, to decide what feels right in this moment. If you want a little more stretch in the neck, we can gaze over that extended the right arm. Just make sure that agrees with your neck. Let the breaths be steady and flowing. I don't know about you guys, but for my full moon illumination, I got sick. Not very fun, but now I can celebrate feeling healthier. There's always something that we can connect to feel gratitude around. Let's come to the other side. So we'll come to the center, slide the hips a little bit to the left. Drop the legs down to the right. The right hand can come on the thigh if you'd like, as the left arm stretches. Maybe reach that right arm out. Maybe you're gazing over that left arm. I'm going to stay with the gaze straight up for today. So things can come to the surface during the full moon. It can be a time where we're facing something. It can also be a time where we're manifesting. And then it's like we're spreading whatever we gained, if we gained something, whether that's wisdom or simply caring for ourselves and feeling the joy of being able to move our bodies. All right, let's come back to center. One last stretch and then we'll come into Savasana, happy baby, holding the outer feet, bending the legs, maybe rocking side to side. All right, beautiful. From here, you can either come into Shavasana, stretching your body out long on the mat, maybe opening the arms and the legs wide, see what's feeling good to you. A rolled blanket under the knees can feel nice. Also come to seated if that's your preference. So finding your space, taking your time to get situated, get comfortable, using any props that you'd like. And we'll take just a few minutes here to unwind. You may want to bring your hands to your belly if you're lying down and breathe in slowly, fully. Feel belly expand and open, hold the breath and breathe out slowly, completely. Hold the breath. We'll do it again, breathing in slowly, feeling belly, heart expand, hold the breath. And then when you're ready, let it go, breathe out, The hands are on the belly, feel the belly recede, hold the breath. Nice. And then just come to more natural breath rhythm. Let your breath flow at a nice, steady, easy pace. Imagine with each breath clearing, cleansing, softening the muscles, smoothing out the skin. Smoothing out the tension. Anchoring into this moment, right now, right here. Feeling that fullness of it. Start to breathe a little more deeply. Start to stretch your body awake and reach the arms back one at a time, stretching side to side. Draw the knees one at a time into the chest. You give yourself a little hug and then make your way onto your side. Meeting in a comfortable seat, a closing seat, making your way up. The cats are feeling the Aries energy. Bring the hands together at the heart. And we'll chant Satnam, a chant to bring our awareness, our energy to the teacher within, the divine consciousness within, honoring that, knowing that we always have the answers that we're seeking inside of us. Breathe in. Sa